CINEARTURE!
Hi, I'm Johan and I'm from Vietnam.
Hi, I'm Song from China.
Hi, I'm Sia from India.
My name is Constance and I'm from Malaysia.
I am Tsuching and I'm from Malaysia too.
I'm Angel and I'm from Indonesia.
I'm Ning, I come from Vietnam.
We are a group of 7 students who aim to promote Asian media and share about Asian culture through film.
Today we are going to talk about 5 must-watch Asian films. Let's go! Today I'm talking about one Chinese movie called House of Flying Daggers. It's a movie released in mainland China on July 16th, 2004, which has won very many awards. It's directed by one Chinese very famous director called Zhang Yimou, and some very famous Chinese actors like Andy Lau and Zhang Ziyin. They are the lead roles. The film generally is a love story between 3 people, and they have really special identification. Actually, it's really a traditional Chinese romantic film, but this film has really special Chinese culture, like dance, like the Chinese traditional dance. Yeah, one of the reasons I recommend this film is about between these 3 guys love. They deceiving each other, but after peeling away the veneer of falsehood and deception, it will be found that 3 people's love is true. It's really strange, but I think it's really a good thing to watch. Also, the costume and music, they are all full of Chinese traditional beauty. The reviews in mainland China is not really good, but I think that cannot stop me recommend this film.
Today I will introduce to everyone about the very meaningful movie Goodbye Mother. Goodbye Mother is an LGBT damn love story of Ren and Lan. The two meet in America and fell in love. The content of the film is about the journey back to Vietnam to visit Ren's family, where they decided to come out to the family. The movie talks about external and internal hardships that the LGBT community face. The story is very realistic, and it talks about how homophobia is deeply rooted in the mindset of Vietnamese people. And like my friend Johan will talk about his review.
I think Good Mother not just convey a message to the LGBT community, come out so you can to be yourself, but also show the children the MC of the mother love, and no matter what, see it to our mother only with us, even though the whole society turned away. So stay with your parent more, no matter what where you go, no matter what with your gender. Don't forget that the family is still waiting for your return. And the films were not only successfully in Vietnam and will recite by international audience, with my mother prepared in Korea through the Busan International Film Festival, and like many countries like Japan or China, as well as you can watch this movie on Netflix.
So the film that I wanted to recommend to you guys is titled Tilik, and it's an Indonesian short movie which tells a very simple story of several women from a village who are on their way to visit their sick mistress who is being treated in a hospital in a city. It is only about 32 minutes long, so it's a short movie, and it was originally released in 2018, but it premiered on YouTube in 2020. And it is made by Rafa Chana Films in collaboration with the Culture Department or Culture Office of Daerah Istimewa Yogyakarta. So Tilik is a very fun and interesting movie to me because it's very dramatic and it's also very funny. And the thing that I love most is just how natural everything looks. Like the actors did a really great job to make it seem like they're just friends bickering with each other instead of like actors following a script. And even though the storyline is really simple and the setting is mostly just like at the back of a truck, it doesn't feel boring at all. And it also touches on a lot of like culture points, which is about kekeluargaan and gotong royong. So kekeluargaan in Indonesia, keluarga means family, so it means like a family-like bond. Yeah, and gotong royong basically means like working together, working as a team. And you can see the kekeluargaan just simply by the fact that these women went a long way just to visit their sick mayoress, so it shows that they care about each other. And Tilik actually means to visit or to see. And the solidarity you can also look by how they help each other, especially when the truck stopped moving and they push the truck together. And it also shows the bad side of that family relationship between these people, because people start like going over the boundaries and meddling in each other's business, and hence the gossip. And it's also interesting because this movie is in a language called the Javanese language, so it might not be the typical Indonesian language that you usually hear in real life. And that's why I will recommend this film to you guys if you want to get to know more about the culture in Indonesia and some of their mindsets and things like that.
So today I'm going to talk about a movie called ARE CINEARTURE, which translates to Stars on Earth. It was released in 2007. So it's a movie about a boy called Sean. So he is not academically good, so his parents send him to a boarding school where he feels like pretty left out. So he's not able to keep up with the pace of the other students. That's when he meets like his art teacher, which is played by Amir Khan. So he realizes he's like Amir Khan, or the art teacher. He's very much impressed by his artistic skills. So the art teacher realizes that he suffers from a disease called dyslexia, which makes it difficult for him to learn things like the normal kids out there. So later he helps him with his journey to discover his potential in the arts. And it's like a beautiful movie about the relationship between the art teacher and the student. So the message that the movie gives is that it's okay to be different, and the parents should not only like focus on academics but also their other sides of skill. And yeah, I think it's a pretty good movie and I would definitely recommend it. So today we'll be introducing everyone to a very popular Malaysian teen kids show called Upin and Ipin. The series features the life and adventures of about twin brother named Upin Ipin in a very fictional setting. To put it simply in 3 words, it is friendship, family, and fun!
It is a very well-made children's show, which it highlights the important representation of Malaysian childhood. And I'm very sure that all Malaysians will know what I'm talking about, Upin Ipin, right? And I'm sure for those Indonesians watching will also know what I'm talking about, because it's a very familiar and nostalgic show, so it's really famous.
So we'll be introducing one of the first movie that started this whole Upin and Ipin series. It is actually an hour-long animated film which is titled Upin and Ipin Gang, The Adventure Begins. So it was originally made in 2009. However, the series now is still widely broadcasted. Technically, it's like a trademark for the Malaysian channels.
The last time I watched it was in 2016, and by then we were only 12 years old.
Yeah.
So we were really young. It's a really nostalgic kids show.
So we got to rewatch it for this project eventually, and I believe now with a new perspective of how the film actually portrayed the whole Malaysian culture really well, and it also brought back a lot of nostalgia and just the memories of our hometown.
The movie is really fun, easy to understand, and it's really exciting. The movie starts with two college students heading back to their hometown for a visit. In Malay, it is called Balik Kampung.
So there they basically met the cast of the Upin Ipin movie, and they went on a mystical adventure with this fictional character. They had a pretty long adventure in the jungle, and the suspense was really real. So if you want to know more, you should watch the movie too. So there was also a particular scene we wanted to hint out, which was when our main protagonist was on their way home. There were a lot of merchants and stores on the roadside along with really huge palm trees. Basically, it was really realistic as it is a route that I'm sure that every local in Malaysia would know. So it's really authentic and just real.
There is also a scene whereby the two college students are ordering food from a food stall uncle, and the food stall seller begins to raps out all the Malaysian cuisines that he sells, some of which is Maggi goreng, nasi lemak, rojak, and stuff like that.
So watching this film definitely brings back a lot of memories for us, especially back when we were a child. Basically watching this film or the series on the TV cable channel almost every single time. So
I really recommend everyone to give this movie Upin
Upin
and
and
Ipin
Ipin Gang
a try. And I hope you will learn more about Malaysian culture through watching this movie. Thank you for watching this video.
we hope you enjoy our content.
Please like,
Share
and
and
subscribe.
subscribe. Bye!